For me, I think throughout the past few years, I've really learned to value myself a lot more. And every time that I'm going through like a rough patch or anything, I've really learned to like push myself and be determined that I'm gonna get through it, not for others, but necessarily more like for me, because if you don't do it for yourself, then not you're not always gonna have someone there to like push you through something, you know. So I think just being really strong, confident in yourself, and like just valuing who you really are, and really trying like doing things for yourself so that you're happy with yourself, you know, and you love yourself. So
Thank you so much, Karen Espinosa, for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
well, as you mentioned, my name is Karen Espinosa. I my pronouns are she, her, and hers. I'm currently studying nursing school at Everett Community College, and I currently should be working at Bath and Body Works, but with the whole coronavirus, we shut down. So currently, I'm just kind of taking off a break of that.
Tell us a little bit about where you come from.
Well, I was born here in Seattle, but my ethnic background is I'm Mexican, and so even though I don't really have, I mean, I'm documented and everything. My parents are undocumented, so I've kind of had to go my ways out and about like the whole immigration status. I've gotten affected by it, like family wise, not necessarily me, but my parents more than anything. And another thing is that I also am an only child, and I'm a first generation student at college. So those two things have been a little hard on me because I have pressure at home of like having to really be there for my parents all the time because I'm their only kid. But then also being a first generation, it's been hard because I kind of don't have really anyone to like give me advice on like college stuff or scholarships. So throughout the whole process of like applying and everything, it was a little bit hard, and I kind of had to find my own way of like asking questions and like informing myself and going to conferences and stuff like that.
So how long have you been going to La Cima, and were you there as a delegate first, or how did that go?
I think I went as a delegate. I think it was in 2017. And then I served as a JC. I think it was 2018. It was a year right after. Um, Overall, I've really liked La Cima, honestly. It's kind of how Vincent and everyone says, you guys are like my second family. It's my second home. And whenever I go there, it's literally just a disconnection from the whole entire world and just being myself and enjoying it and kind of exploring new parts of me that I didn't even know existed. So I think for me, what was the most impactful part of La Cima is when you're in councils, we have like little meetings and stuff. And there was, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a deep talk time, I guess I could call it. And so we started to really open each other up in our council. And I was back in then when I was a delegate, I was going through a really hardship because my dad, he was about to, they wanted to deport him back to Mexico because he has his green card, but there was some issues, and with the whole president change and everything, they kind of wanted to deport him back. And so I was going through a rough patch of like wondering if my dad would actually be deported or not. And I remember when I opened up to my whole entire group, they were all really supportive, and they kind of really reinforced of like the fact that I should really try to stay strong and everything. And so ever since then, like whenever I've had like a hardship, I kind of remember back to like that moment of like how my whole entire family really pushed me to like keep going and like telling me everything was going to be okay. And I've just really learned to be more what's the word, like I don't want to say confident or I don't know what the word is, but like I've really pushed myself to become stronger. And like I've been really motivated to like always keep pushing, and like even if there's hard stuff going on, just you got to keep going. There's no leaning back, and just, you know, hope for the best in every situation. I think it was after one of my JCs, he really opened himself up and he started telling his story, and he became really vulnerable at that moment, and he was willing to even cry in front of us. And I think that was kind of like a bonding moment in my council when we all kind of really got really close with each other, and we really started to open each other up. And that was when like I think it's time for me to like open up and just kind of let that feeling out, you know, because at home I don't have really anyone to talk to besides my parents. And so it was kind of like, I felt like kind of alone in a way because I had no one to talk to, and like, I didn't really have anyone to like get my feelings out to, you know, just vent it out. And so I kind of just, it was kind of a really relieving moment where I just was like, whatever, I'm just going to let it out. And it was a good experience. And honestly, like ever since then, when I served as a JC, when we had that same like circle moment or whatever it's called, I really try to always open up so that other delegates open up, and if so that way, like if they need help in anything, then we're there to help them, you know. And so we want to make sure everyone feels supported and loved in a way.
What does La Cima mean for you? What does it mean to you?
um La Cima, it's like a safe space. It's like I said, it's like my second home. Every time I've only been there twice, but just with those 2 times, every time I go, it just feels like everyone is really there for you, like without you even really realizing it. So it's just an amazing experience, that to the point where I feel comfortable almost talking to anyone about like my issues there. Like if right and then I feel like breaking down, I won't be afraid to break down and like cry in front of people, because I feel like everyone there is just really loving and supportive. And I mean, we're not perfect. We've all gone through hard stuff, and whether it's one person or another, whether they experienced it or they haven't, they're always going to be there to have your back. So it's just a place where I go and I disconnect from the world, and I'm just myself, and I just love it. I love it there.
What is your favorite memory from La Cima?
Um, I would say that my favorite memory is probably when I was a delegate, when we had the banquet dance. I remember I don't know what happened, but we all kind of just got in a big circle, and then everyone just started meeting new people, and we started talking to a bunch of random people, and like it was just a really fun experience where I got to dance and like meet new people and talk to people, and like everyone was just happy, and we were having the moment of our life, just dancing it out and everything. It was just honestly great. Like I'm never gonna forget that.
So what
Mhm.
keeps you going right now?
Um, Personally, I think my determination. Some people sometimes rely on others to like keep going, or like they're going through hard stuff. They're like, oh, I'm gonna get through because of you or for you. And for me, I think throughout the past few years, I've really learned to value myself a lot more. And every time that I'm going through like a rough patch or anything, I've really learned to like push myself and be determined that I'm gonna get through it, not for others, but necessarily more like for me, because if you don't do it for yourself, then you're not always gonna have someone there to like push you through something, you know. So I think just being really strong and confident in yourself, and like just valuing who you really are, and really trying like doing things for yourself so that you're happy with yourself, you know, and you love yourself. So
Where does that determination come from?
honestly, it all starts out with Sima, I'm not gonna lie. Right when I was talking earlier about that bonding moment with my council as a delegate, when I opened up, my JC, he was really comforting, and also he like really led his help out to me. And he had mentioned to like the whole issue to his parents and everything. And since they are not a person of color, they're white people, they have privileges. And so they really opened up themselves to me, and they were like, if you need anything, like we're here to help you, you know, we're here to back you up. And on the last day, our council told us to bring like an object that like was meaningful to us. And so I brought my little speaker, because I love listening to music. That's like the thing I go to when I'm emotional or whatever, hyped, down low, high up, or whatever. And so I brought it over, and I still have the speaker, and it says "Stay Amazing," and then he wrote his name on there. And in that moment when he gave it to me, he looked at me and he was like, you are an amazing person. You need to stay strong. You will be okay no matter what happens. I know you're going to get through this. Just really focus on like yourself and just keep going and going. And I know that you'll get through it. And so that just always has really stuck in my head. And then with the first year of college, it really, like, the experiences that I went through were kind of hard. And it always brought back that memory of, like, just stay strong. You're going to be fine. You'll get through this. And so ever since then, I've really been building up that confidence in myself. And so I became really determined on everything that I'm going to do. And it's just, a comforting moment that whenever I need that courage, I look at that speaker and it reminds me of that time and I just go right back into it. So
That's so powerful. That's so strong.
yeah.
What actions are you taking today?
Well, right now, as I mentioned, I am in nursing school. And so we have to do clinicals because we have like a certain amount of hours that we have to get in because the state requires it. And so my first quarter in nursing school, our clinicals was at a long-term care here in Everett. When we went, they told us, obviously like imply everything that we learned in school and this and that. And like, so I did that as a student, but also on my personal side, I tried to really build like a bond with my patients. And I don't want to say that it was like necessarily like a community service or volunteer. It was more like I did it because of school, but at the same time, like all of the treatment that I gave to my patients, like there was a patient where I had there that she has no family. She's kind of alone, and so I really built that trust to the point where she started telling me like her feelings and like everything that she was going through, and I kind of almost helped her in a way to like calm her down and tell her that it was going to be okay and stuff. And so I think if anything, like I'm not active as in like doing community service right now, but even though it's not community service, like through school, like I always try to implement that like community services of like helping others and like trying to be there for others and support them and like let them know that what they're feeling is okay, and just kind of being by their side and helping them or guiding them through the process, so.
What would you say for, like, let's say a student, somebody who's interested in nursing, a delegate, somebody who's younger, and they want to do something nursing related? Because I know you're in a program and just the sounds of it is just amazing. So I guess what like advice would you give to somebody who's like probably on that nursing path?
Well, a step that you can take while you're even still in high school is you can actually you can take programs of like, I think it's like between 3 months to 6 months at most, where you can become a CNA. And that's the first step into nursing. I never did the program of a CNA. I'm not a CNA right now. But if I would have known about it in high school, I think that's one of the first things that I would have done, because it really opens your eyes up to like, as a CNA, you're actually working along with an RN. And so you can see like what the RN does, and like you're there right beside her all the time and she's delegating certain tasks to you. So it really opens your eyes up to like really fully knowing whether you really do want to do nursing, if it's really for you or not. But even if you do realize that it is for you, you already get the hands-on experience. Like if you do end up applying to a nursing program and you do end up being a student nurse, like you're already going to know a lot of the stuff. Like, for example, you're going to know how to do pericare, like you have the hands-on experience. And so I think it really opens up a lot of doors into nursing, because even when you would apply to a nursing program, if they see that you're already a CNA, then that's going to like even bump up your chances of even more of getting into a program. And then if you don't know kind of like where to go to find a nursing program, up to where I know, most of the community colleges have a nursing program. Here where I live, Everett Community College is one of the best nursing programs around in the area. And if it's like a university that you're interested in, then it's honestly about just asking around, like with your advisors, if they have a certain nursing program, and if they do, like you should ask like what are the prereqs, because I think that's one of the most important key parts of it, getting your prereqs done faster so that you can apply into the program.
That's so valuable. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
It's like the rapid fire questions. So
Okay.
this is basically, we're going to ask you a question, and this one you can answer with one word or one sentence. You don't have to go really in depth unless you want to. So the
Mhm.
first question is, what is a show or a series you recommend to everyone?
Okay, well, I am a Netflix lover. I would say honestly, Grey's Anatomy. That's like my number one. Forever will be my number one.
That even connects, to like medicine. What is a piece of advice you would say to your younger self, or that you wish you heard when you were younger?
Probably to not get attached so easily, just because I've had a lot of people walk in and out of my life so easily that every time that happens, I end up breaking up or like breaking myself. It ends up breaking myself down. So I mean, get connected to people, love your friends, love your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, but just be aware that not everything's gonna always turn out the way you want it. So just be careful in that aspect.
What is a call to action that you have for our listeners?
Ooh, my biggest advice would be love yourself. If you don't love yourself and you don't value yourself, then it's gonna be hard on you. So just if you really focus on yourself and just go at it, like a lot of amazing things and people are gonna walk into your life. So
What or who are you most grateful for in this moment?
I would say personally, probably my first quarter nursing instructors, just because um, at the moment when I did enter the nursing program, I already kind of had found like who I really was and like what I wanted, but like with the lectures, I think it's kind of weird because it was like school related, but like they gave lectures about like critical thinking and just they really made you like reflect on who you were, and it kind of just really opened up my eyes to like who I really was and like what it is that I really want. So they've really been my motivation to like keep on going and like just do things for yourself, and like whenever I have any hardships, they're my mentors and I just go for them to them for everything. So
Yeah, no, I just want to acknowledge you. Like, it's amazing to hear your story, two, your struggles, how La Cima impacted you, and like that one JC, shout out to that JC because how, like, just, that's so powerful. That moment was so powerful for you.
my only advice would be if you can ever experience Cima, honestly apply and go. It's an amazing experience that whether you go the first time or the second time or the third time, it'll always be different, but each and every time you go, you're gonna have something to take back with you. So